Oh, hello, welcome to, just hang on a minute, that's a bit better. Welcome to Wednesday's class. It wasn't quite plugged in. We might have, hello Delia, welcome back. Yes, I'm going to go, like I said last week, I'm going to go through the alphabet again on, A. Last week I talked about aging and the immune system and exercise and sarcopenia and all that sort of stuff. And then when I've been thinking about it, I was thinking B, there's lots in B. There's bands and bitesize and I nearly said Brexit, and various other things. And then today when I started to think, right, what am I going to talk about? My mind went totally blank. So what I'm going to talk about today is bite-sized exercises again. And the reason I'm doing it again is because I don't think I can stress too strongly how important it is not just to do the exercises on a Monday if you're doing them and a Wednesday, but to keep doing exercises all through the week. You don't have to do a complete formal workout session like we do today, but just take maybe 2 exercises that we do during this time. So it may be side bends. I would never choose those. Or it could be squats. And just do them at various times throughout the day when the mood takes you. Put a little. One of the people, I don't know if you're watching today, Doreen, but she used to put Post-its up around the house. Do a squat. Do what else do we do here that we could? You could do hip abduction, nice and slow. You could stand on one leg. Just have a Post-it up so that every time, try cleaning your teeth when you're standing on one leg. You could do some abs. Just get on the chair, do this, start doing the abs. You only need to do them a couple of times, but if you do something like that every day, vary it. If you do something like that every day, you don't even need to use the band. You don't need to go and get your bands out. Just do body weights. So maybe these are warm-ups, but they're fantastic. They're great for your back muscles. You can do, remember I used to tell you about your ankle. This is not something that we do during the lesson, but to spell your name out with your foot to give yourself ankle mobility. Walk on tiptoe. I'm a huge fan of I'm out of shot. I'm a huge fan of walking on tiptoe. I just think it's really, really useful. You can, if you want, if you've got stairs, just do this. And then it's a bit awkward because if you do right foot, left foot, and then right foot down, left foot down, and then switch over, left foot up, and it's a bit awkward doing it that way. You might want to do 10 on your right and 10 on your left. I find that slightly easier. But it's really important, particularly at the moment, I think COVID has really brought home how important exercise is. And people, I mean, I'm sure you've noticed, but since this lockdown again, where I go and walk the dog, usually where there are no people, hordes of people, all individual. Can you have a horde of individual people? I suppose it's made up of individuals, but there'll be not sort of big groups. There aren't big groups, but there are lots and lots of people walking, other than dog walkers, which is great. I mean, it's really good. But if you don't have time to go out for a walk, and remember, I haven't mentioned 6K Daily Steps Challenge for quite a while, but I haven't forgotten about it. But just do something. If you're going to do one of these full-blown sessions, absolutely fine, because you can get them on YouTube anytime. But please just keep moving. Do your elbows, this one, keep yourself mobile. If you're going to be doing your arms, just do them gently. Do this one gently. Squats are great. Oh, yes, I have, Delia, I have. You're right. Delia's just pointed out that it's the first time I've done it, that I've said that it's the 20th of January 2021. I'll go back in and change that later. I can't change it now. I'll go and do it later. Well spotted, Delia. It's a good job you're my proofreader and my editor, isn't it? Right, so I've had a few new queries, so I don't know, I can't tell if the people are doing this, but I'm going to just say, if you're new, you need a dining room chair and a band if you have one. Sorry, we've started the preamble now. A band if you have one. If you haven't got one, you can just do the movements without the band. Most of the exercises we can do, if you have limited mobility, most of the exercises you can do in the chair. If you aren't able to do it in the chair, if you can stand at all, I urge you to do the exercises standing up, because it is better for you. You get more from it if you're standing up. If you are not able to stand at all, none of the exercises require a lot of mobility, as in walking. So if you can stand at all, I would urge you to, but most of them can be done sitting down. And there's going to be, there'll be a warm up, the main body, and then stretching at the end. Thank you, Delia. Your 10% is safe. Right. We're going to start with a warm up. So we're going to start I'm going to put this down a wee bit because I want you to see my feet. We're going to start just walking on the spot. Just very gently, swing your arms so that slightly exaggerated way, so that your shoulder is moving, because you want to mobilize the shoulder, get the shoulders warm, get the joints warm. That's the word I'm looking for. If you can, be on your toes. Remember, I'm a great fan of walking on your toes, doing anything on your toes. Okay, we're going to do it 3, 2, 1. And then put your hands on your shoulders and stretch your hands right up by I'm going to turn this back again, by your ears. If you've got limited arm mobility, shoulder mobility, and you can only go to about there or there, absolutely fine. The one thing you mustn't do is force it. So with your arms as high as you can get them, and you can keep walking if you want, because that keeps your ankles and your knees and your hips and your muscles, keeps them moving, warm. Put that down, push out to the side, stood on my own foot then, in, forward and back, and then up, down, out to the side, back in, forward and back. One more time. Nothing changes, does it, Delia? Up and down, out to the side, back in, forward and back, and relax. We're still staying with the arms and the shoulders. Put your hand on your shoulder, make your arm like a wing, and it's sticking out at 90 degrees, 180 degrees from your body. Imagine you've got a pencil sticking out from your elbow. And we're going to do 5 big circles back and 5 big circles forward, drawing them with the pencil. So we're going to go 1, 2, nice range of movement, 3, nice and slow and controlled, 4, 5, and then forward, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the other arm. Those of you that have heard me do this must be bored stiff with all these explanations. 2, 3, 4. I'm not as good with my left. 5, and then forward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then the exercise that I was alluding to before, raising one arm and pulling the other one back. Again, if you've got limited shoulder mobility, do what you can. So nice and slow and controlled. 1, 2. I just love this exercise because it's so good. 3. I always say that, don't I? 4. Doesn't make it any less true. 5. I mean, this is one you could easily do, waiting for a pot to boil or something. 6. 7. Difficult to do it when you're cleaning your teeth. 8. 9, 10. Right, shoulders nice and mobile. Do 5, 2, 3, 4 backward rolls. 5. Oh, I don't like doing those. Forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I find those difficult, which means I should do them more, doesn't it? Right, we're going to go into our little routine. If you can't stand at all, you can do most of these in the chair. So we're going to start with heel digs. And at the same time as we're doing heel digs, you're going to anchor your elbows and you're going to do a bicep curl with the opposite arm. Bring your arm right down when you're doing it, because that way you get full range of movement for your elbow. And it's mobilizing and warming up your elbow joint. 3, 2, 1. And then we're going to go out to the side, just a little step out to the side. And at the same time, have your hands here. No, yes, prayer hands. Sorry, I'm getting confused. Out to the side. When you're doing this, try and keep your hips and your knees pointing forwards. Imagine you've got headlights on them. So you don't want them to sort of come in like that. You don't want to be twisting. So from the waist down, the whole lot of you actually is just facing forward. Headlights all up your body, facing forward. 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to take a step back. Just a little step back. Just touch your toe on the floor. And then at the same time, have your hands mid-chest. And you're going to push your hands out. So your hands are going out at the same time as your leg is going back. And splay your fingers. Do jazz hands. Give your hands a bit of a workout. Again, headlights pointing forward on your knees and your hips, etc. 3, 2, 1. And then lastly, just tap your toe. And at the same time, just swing your arm, the opposite arm. Swing it so that your shoulder is getting mobilized. Nice and easy, nice and relaxed. 3, 2, 1. Right, we're going to put those all together. So we're going to start off with heel digs. And then to the side. This is still the warm-up. Back. Toe tap. Heel dig. If you're new, side. Just follow along as best you can. It will come. Toe tap. Heel dig. Side. Back. Toe tap. Heel dig. Side. Back. Toe tap. One more time. Heel dig. Side. Back. Toe tap. Smashing. I'm not going to do fancy footwork today. We're going to go straight into the main body of the exercise. We're going to start with, as usual, squats. Now, squats, if you're new, squats are sitting down without the chair. I'll talk about the chair in a minute. The important thing in a squat is not to put your knees forward. If you're sitting down, if you look at the technique you use when you sit down, you always stick your bottom out first. You go down bottom first. And that's what a squat is, bottom first. Your knees don't go over your toes. You may only be, technique is everything. So if you can only go to there with good technique without sort of doing that, that's where you want to go. Or without doing this. Your knees shouldn't come in. Headlights again. So if you go down to there, that's fine. If you can go further down, that's fine as well. If you can't do a free squat, sit in the chair. Knees at 90 degrees. Have your hands here so that you're not tempted to use them, and stand up. And when you're standing up, try not to let your knees go in like that, or to have your feet right. I suppose you can have your feet back as long as you're standing up, it doesn't really matter. But try not to get your knees together. If you can't manage just standing and then sitting down without using your hands, use your arms as momentum. And if you're not able to do that, put your hands on your knees and push yourself up. But you should get into the habit of trying to never use your hands to stand up. Right, we're going to do 10 squats. If you can't do 10, absolutely fine. Do what you can. If you find your technique going, stop. Because you could injure yourself if you use poor technique, and you won't get as much benefit. So, feet hip width apart, or even wider than hip width. The wider your feet, the easier it is. I'll stand this way so that you can see my knees don't go together. All right, headlights here, pointing forward. So we're going to go down. 1, nice and slow and controlled. 2, or in the chair. 3, 4. Consistency is really important. 5, 6, 7. I'm going to turn sideways so as you can see I'm going back. 8, 9, 10. It's better to do 5 squats every day than 10 squats in one day and then not do any for the rest of the week. Excuse me, I'm going to have a drink of tea because it's going to go cold. I made it just too soon before we came on air, as it were. Too late, it's cold. Right. Next exercise is a seated one. If you don't have a band, just do the arm movements, which I'll show you in a minute. Sit well forward in the chair, legs out in front, toes pulled back. Loop the band over your feet. Try and get it in your instep because that stops it pinging back. And all through the exercise, you're just sitting up nice and straight. It's only your arms that move. Your torso doesn't move. You don't rock. I'm just going to turn this round so that you can see the arm movements. So you want quite a bit of tension on the band, sitting up nice and straight, and you're just pulling back. You're not lifting or elbows out to the side. You're just pulling back. And then try and squidge your shoulder blades together. Imagine you've got a pound in there that you want to hold on to. And then release slowly. 1. Everything is slow and controlled. 2. You can probably use a stronger band for this one. 3. 4. Did any of you see that? The truth about exercising at home. 5. I couldn't watch it. 6. Somebody with fingernails that long. Oh. 7. But I did see a bit where it was showing you how versatile bands can be. 8. 9. 10. Well done. Right, standing up. Have the chair. Stand up behind the chair. So if you've got the chair for balance. And we're going to strengthen. When we squat, that's the gluteus maximus, the big glute muscles. This one is going to do the medius and the minimus, the other two, the two smaller ones. And it's just lifting one leg out to the side, having your foot pointing forward. Don't twist like a ballet dancer, like that. Try not to lean too much to the other side to counterbalance it, because what you want is these muscles to be pulling your leg up. So, and you can hold on. It's not a balancing exercise. 1, and lift your leg. Don't kick it. 2, when you bring it down, don't put any weight on it. 3, So it's only this leg that should be moving. 4, do it the same speed as I'm doing it. 5, and hold it up for the same length of time as I do it, if you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, one more, 10. Oh, give yourself a bit of a wiggle, because not only is it quite a strain on the leg that's moving, the static leg takes a bit of punishment as well, but it all makes for stronger muscles. So he's all good. Other side now. So up 1. Ooh, this one's more difficult. Ooh. Down 2. Ooh, I'm falling over. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. Oh, give your hips a bit of a wiggle again. Right. We're going to do bicep curl. So take your band and stand on it, and then anchor your elbow into your waist. Oh, I forgot to switch my phone off. Anchor your elbow into your waist and have enough tension on the band so that to hold it, your arm, your forearm at 45 degrees, you actually need to use this muscle, because it's this muscle, the bicep, that we're working. So have it there so that if you relaxed, your hand would fall down. So you need not too much tension, but enough so that you're physically having to work. And then you're just going to close your elbow. Your elbow, the other bit of your elbow stays just on your hip, and this one just closes. 1, and we go nice and slow. 2, 3, and if you want, poke this arm, this upper arm. 4, you can feel that muscle working. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then swap over. Anchor your elbow. Get the tension right. And then off we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Like I say, you should always have the tension on the band, no matter what exercise you're doing, so that when you get to about 8 or 9, you're thinking, well, I'll be glad when this is finished. If you just don't have enough tension and you're able to do it easily, you're not really gaining any benefit. Right, we're going to do a balance exercise. Now, this is difficult. I did it last week, and I thought it was really difficult. So I'm going to slightly alter it. So what we're going to do is we're going to stand on one leg, and we're going to just tap out round the clock and then back. Last week, I think I did that, and then that, and then that. I think that's too much. Okay, so we're going to go, but I want the leg to move because it unbalances you, and that's good practice. If you're just standing with your legs static, it's not really, it's good, but this is better. Okay, so if you engage core, remember, breathe out, pull your navel into your backbone as hard as you can, and then relax slightly. And then we're going to bring your leg up, and we're going to go 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, rock. 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, rock. Woo! Hold on if you need to. 12 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 3 o'clock, just sweep it round, 6 o'clock, and then back up. 12, 3, 6, up. I've lost count now, say 5, that's 5. 12, 3, I think that was 4 actually. That's 5. I must concentrate. 3, 6, 12, 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that's quite hard on the static leg as well. If you manage that, that's really good. Right, other one. So breathe out, navel into your backbone as hard as you can, relax it slightly, and up on one leg. And so it's going to be 12, 9, 6 back, 12, 9, 6 back. You can sweep it. 12, I don't know whether sweeping it or pointing it is 12, 9, 6 back. That's 4, 9, 6, 5. Oh, 6. This is difficult. 7, 8, 9, 10. That was slightly easier than last week. Still difficult though. I find it difficult to balance on it. Sometimes I'm walking along and I just stagger to the side. I don't even drink these days, so walking along, I just suddenly, I don't know why. Right, abdominals, the old abs. So sit in the chair. Sitting sideways in the chair. Now sit so that you can comfortably sit with your knees at 90 degrees and your feet on the ground. If you're taller, you can sit further back. If you're shorter, you have to sit further forward. And you're going to sit up nice and straight. Put your hands at the top of your knees so that your middle finger is just at the top of your kneecap. And then lean back so that your middle finger is about 2 inches, maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches above your kneecap. And then lift your arms in the air and push them forwards so your shoulders are rounded. And keep them there. And then we're going to go 1, 2. Keep your shoulders rounded. That should stop 3. That should stop it hurting your back. 4, 5. You don't need to lean very far back. 6. I can feel this on my abs now. 7, and at the top of my legs. 8, 9, 10, and then sit up. By doing that, I'll give you a bit of a rest, and then we're going to do it again. By doing that, you're rounding your back. If you just go back like that, the temptation is to arch your back, and you can get pain in the small of your back. So that's why I asked you to put your hands forward. It's very difficult to do abs without getting on the floor. Right, so sitting up nice and straight again, finger at the top of your kneecap, leaning back till your finger's about 1.5 inches, 2 inches above, and then push your shoulders forward, reach forward, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whew, I can feel that there. Can you feel that? At the top of my legs here and there. I can feel it. Right. Right, yes. Using the chair, this is not a balanced one, so you can hang on to it. And we're just going to stand up nice and upright. And our torso stays like that. And we're just going to lift a leg back. And this is great for your glutes and this, the big muscles in your back that go all the way up your spine. So if you poke your glute, you can feel it under tension. And then in. And 2. And back in. And 3. As long as you can feel your glutes working. 3. I might have miscounted there again. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Give a bit of a wiggle because again you've been standing on one leg. There's an awful lot of standing on one leg in these things, isn't there? And then the other leg. 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Okay. Give yourself a bit of a wiggle. The next one, if you don't have a band, it doesn't really matter so much for this one. And until you get the technique right, it might be a good idea not to use a band. It's the upright row. So just to practice the movement, hold your thumb with your other hand to stop them pinging apart because they need to stay together. And this one, the aim of the exercise is to keep your elbows higher than your hands. So it's up to there if you can. If you can only get up to there, absolutely fine, as long as your elbows are higher. Don't want you doing this, which I've seen people do. So your shoulders are nice and relaxed and you're just lifting. You can do it with or without the band. If you're going to use the band, stand on it, feet hip width apart, and then cross the band over. So it's like that. And then I'll come in and show you. And then you keep your hands together and you're going up. 1. Nice and slow and controlled when it goes down. 2. 3, just your arms that move. 4. Slacken that off a bit. It's a bit tight. 5. Need a nice long band for this one. 6. 7. 8. 9. Oh. Now you see, I'll be glad when this is finished. 10. Whoa. It's quite a tough one, that, isn't it? I think it's quite tough. But if it's tough, it means it's good. It means it's making your muscles work. Right. As usual, we're just going to do another 10 squats. I'm not going to do any preamble. Do them in the chair or anywhere you want, and we're going to do 10. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, falling backwards, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, my weight's in my heels, so I fall backwards sometimes. Oh, joy, it's the side bend now. Right, feet. If you have your feet slightly wider than hip width, I think you'll find this easier. Okay, so we're going to lean to the side. If you're going to put your hand over your head, keep it straight so that you're actually using your muscles. So we're going to go down, hand over, and back up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, last one, 10. Last one on that side anyway. Other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, well done. Did you manage 10? Right, we're just going to do our routine for a few times. Just to, I mean, that actually makes me quite warm, but just to get your arms and legs moving again. So we're going to do heel dig, side. We'll do it slowly for 3 times. Toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap, heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Was that 3? One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. Right. Get your imaginary music on in your head. We're going to do it a few more times, but more quickly this time, because it's good for your muscles, it's good for your joints, it's good for your coordination, it's good for your balance, it's good for your brain, it's good for your flexibility, it's good for everything. Okay, so heel dig, side, back, toe tap. If you're new and you're finding it difficult to keep up, it will come. Just give it a chance and it will come. Toe tap, heel dig, side, back, 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 toe tap. One more time. Heel dig, side, back, toe tap. How was that? Did you manage to keep up? I mean, the regulars must be pretty good at this now. We're going to finish with heartbeat. Oh, brilliant. Exercise bands. Right. What am I doing? Stopwatch. So what we're going to do is 3 bouts of high intensity, 20 seconds of high intensity exercise. And it's really good for your heart, it gets the blood pumping. It's a nice way to finish before the stretches, I think. It's voluntary. If you've got any heart problems or anything like that, then please, just don't do it. If you get any chest pain, stop immediately. All the usual caveats. You're all adults. You know your body better than I do, obviously. So the high intensity exercise is just running tiny little steps like that, tiny little steps on the spot. Use your arms as well. Don't hunch your shoulders. Tiny little steps. And we're going to do that. I say we. I'm not doing this one. You are going to do it for 20 seconds, and then we'll have a rest. Another 20, rest, and 20, and then we'll go into the stretching. Okay? On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Stop. How was that? 20 seconds, a long time when you're doing that, isn't it? But it is, it's really good for you. It's very good for, it doesn't do anything for your subcutaneous fat, the fat that's under your skin, but it is very good for your visceral fat. I mean, Michael Mosley is always on saying you can get fit in 5 minutes of high intensity exercise a week and all the rest of it. Well, it doesn't do you any harm to do it, but you need the stuff we're doing today, the strength stuff and the flexibility and all. You need it all. It's not just one side. You can't just do one thing. Anyway, you ready for the second lot? You've had a nice long rest, me rabbiting on. On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. Yes, as I was saying, you need everything. You need to practice the balance. Look, see, that's easy peasy now after doing all this stuff. I couldn't have done that when we first started this, I don't think. My balance wasn't very good. We've been doing this nearly a year, you know. I was thinking about it the other day. But yes, you need all of it. Right, we're ready for the second one, third one, last one, in fact. So give it some welly. On your marks, set, go. "17, 18, 19, 20. Well done. So just before we go into the stretching, whilst you recover, I'll do my usual spiel. If you've enjoyed the class and you would like to, there's no obligation, you can buy me a coffee, and the link is below the video in the comments section. Not in the section where people write comments, live comments, it's underneath. Yes, there's a link there. Also, if you want to look at my Over 50 Facebook page, there's quite a lot of information there about all things fitness, and you can contact me through that as well. It's a good way to contact me on Messenger. Message me through that. That link is there as well now. I've put that link there as well. If you have enjoyed this and you want to subscribe, please do to the channel. Just means that you like the channel. And if you've liked the class, you can click the like button on the class, because people will look at that and say, oh, yes, X number of people like that, or X number of people are subscribing. I'll have a look at that. And the more subscribers you have, the better, as far as I'm concerned. Right, so I think that's all I have to say. We'll go into the stretches now. So the first stretch we're doing, as usual, is the calf stretch. So you're holding on to the back of the chair, your front leg is bent, your back leg is straight, both heels are on the ground, both feet are pointing forwards, and you lean forward. And the more you lean, the more the stretch, you feel the stretch. The stretch for this one is at the top of your calf, almost behind your knee, but not quite. This is a good one to do if you're getting cramp. And then gently bend your back knee, and your heel will come off the ground. Just put a bit of weight on that foot, and you should feel the stretch going down into your Achilles tendon. And then switch legs. Just check that your feet are both pointing in the same direction. Just have a look at your feet, physically look at them to check that they are doing what you think they're doing. And then gently bend your back knee, heel comes off the ground, feel the stretch going down into your Achilles. Okay, right, we're going to do the quadriceps, these big muscles here. If you can, grab your foot or your ankle or your trouser leg, or wrap a towel around or a band around to hold it. A band, I don't know, the band might be a bit too bouncy. If you can, if you're doing this, put your knees together. If you can't do that, then do some dynamic stretching. You just kick your legs up behind you. Have your hands behind you. See if you can kick your hands. Okay? So static stretchers, standing like this for a few seconds longer. Dynamic stretchers, keep on being dynamic. I'm going to try and do this without holding on, because any opportunity to practice balance is a good one. Some people that do yoga stand on one leg for ages. I just don't know how they can do it. Right, static stretchers, stop and switch legs. Dynamic stretchers, keep doing it. Right. Get your knees together. It makes it a more effective stretch, as you can probably feel. Okay, right. We're going to do the hamstrings, big muscles at the back of your knee, back of your thigh. Sitting at the front of the chair, knees at 90 degrees, ankles under your knees, sitting up nice and straight, one leg forward, toe pulled back, and then leaning forward from your hips, not from the waist. Now, some of you will be able to go really far forward, some of you may not be able to go so far forward, but there's no pressure on you to go further than is comfortable. Because you're using your whole sort of torso to stretch your hamstring, if you do it too enthusiastically, you could damage it. Don't bounce. I sometimes see people bouncing. Don't bounce. When I say see, I can't see you, obviously. You should feel it here, the back of your thigh. Some people feel it all the way down their leg. And then sit up and switch legs. Sit up nice and straight, lean forward from the hips, not from the waist. Okay, one more leg stretch before we go on to the arms. So get the chair, and you're going to sit sideways in the chair, sort of at the front of it, so that there's quite a lot of chair here. And because if you have too much chair here, it interferes with your leg. That's the only reason. So you're going to stretch one leg out. You're trying to stretch these muscles here, your hip flexors. And keep your torso upright. Don't go forward. Whatever you can do with your leg is fine. Do it at your own capability. Some people have contacted me and said, oh, I can't get my leg back as far as you, Rosemary. Well, just do what you can. That's fine. This whole class is about doing what's right for you and doing what you can do, not what I can do or what anybody else can do. And then switch round. And things that you find difficult to do initially, if you keep practicing them, they will become easier. The body is a very forgiving mechanism. And if you watch a child learning to walk, they stand up, they fall down, they stand up, they fall down, they stand up, they fall down. They don't give up, they're programmed to do it. And it's the same with us. If we practice exercises, they become easier. We've forgotten how to do quite a lot of the things that I'm asking you to do. Our muscles have forgotten how to do it. Right, standing up, hands out at shoulder height, palms facing forwards, round the tree. So your arms are like that, not like that, round the tree, and then dip your head. You dip your head like that. So this stretches the big muscles at the top of your back across your shoulders. So you're doing this way, you're trying to get your shoulder blades apart. And then interlink your fingers behind your back. If you can't interlink them, try and get your, elbows together. If you can interlink them, lift your arms up. So as you're getting a stretch across your chest. Don't know what it's like where you are. Probably quite nice where you are, Delia. But the heavens are just, I can see the rain bouncing off the pavement outside. Okay, right, sitting down. Just sitting nice and comfortably. Don't use the back to support yourself. Support yourself with your own back. And then dip your head. Nice and relaxed. Put your hand on your crown, but don't push. Just let the weight of your head, the weight of your hand, push your head down. And then look up. And then turn your head to the left as far as it will go. Just your head. Make sure your shoulders don't move. Turn your head. Put your hand on the side of your face, your right hand on the right-hand side of your face, and then try and turn your head back to the center, but resist with your hand. So you're creating tension in your neck. And then release the tension, and you should be able to turn your head just slightly more. Hold it there for a few seconds. And then bring it back to the center, and then turn your head to the right, as far as it will go. Left hand on the left-hand side of your chin. Try and turn your head back to the center. Resist with your hand. And then release the tension and see if you can turn your head just slightly more. And bring it back to the center. And that's it for today. Thank you very much for being here. Beautifully sunny but brass monkey cold. No, I think we're in the middle of Storm Christoph at the moment, Nikki. Apparently we've got about another, this morning it was 18 more hours, so it'll be down to about 16 more hours of this. And I live not close, but nearish to the River Mersey, and it's where we are in Sale Water Park and things. Some of you might know it. It's bursting its banks, and it's quite a sight to see. because it's churned up lots of mud. It looks like a chocolate river. Looks like something out of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Anyway, thank you very much for attending. And anybody had a vaccine yet? A vaccination yet? I haven't. I keep checking my email and checking the post and things just to see if I've got an invitation. Anyway, I will see you. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Celia. There's a Celia and a Delia. I'll see you next Wednesday, unless you're going to join the class on Monday, the strength class on Monday. But for that, you need to be able to get up and down off the floor, and you need to be able to kneel. Oh, you had yours, Nikki, and Elizabeth. And tomorrow, fantastic. Oh, right, that's really good. That's really good. Anyway, I'll let you know if I get the call. If by any chance, I mean, sod's law, if I get the call, it's going to be during when the class is on. So if the class is suddenly cancelled, you'll know why. I better stop rabbiting. Right. See you next week. Bye.